Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Kingdoms. Things are a little bit different today. First of all, I'm being attacked by all the things. I'm trying to do my intro. Go away. There we go. So, today is a talkie episode, and I figured I don't normally use Facecam for my videos, but I've got a project that I want to be working on in this series fairly soon, which kind of coincides with the villager breeder a little bit. I want to make a sugarcane farm, and for said sugarcane farm, I'm going to need pistons. And I'm actually really low on iron right now because I don't have an iron farm anywhere in this world. So, in order to do this, oh, go away. Stupid zombies and things and go, leave. Okay. So in order to get some iron, in the absence of an iron farm, I think the best way to get iron is probably just to go caving. And I found this really big cave that we're going to explore together today. I can't words. It's difficult. So that's kind of the plan for today's episode, and I do have some things that I want to talk about as well. One of which is actually Facecam. Now, I don't intend to use Facecam regularly. I don't feel like it adds to the video for at least most of the videos that I create, so I choose not to use it. I don't have anything against Facecam per se. I have the capability, as you can see. See, you're right there. I'm right here. But go away, Zob. Arrow to the face. There we go. But I don't think it adds to the majority of the videos because I do feel like Facecam kind of detracts from the main gameplay. And yeah, that's a thing. So, however, for talkie episodes, where the focus of the episode isn't really the game, but rather the conversation that we have, I feel like it's okay to use Facecam for those. So we're going to try it out, and we're going to see what we think. I don't do talkie episodes all that often, but every now and again, I have something that's like on my mind that I want to talk about, kind of like today. And, I figure it wouldn't hurt to use a Facecam for those videos specifically. So I would love to get your feedback and your comments on that. Let me know what you think. I also feel like this is kind of a good way to strike a balance between not using it and using it, because there's always people who want YouTubers to use a Facecam, and then there's people who don't want to see Facecam on videos, and I feel like this is a good way to kind of find a happy medium where I don't use it all the time, but I use it for talkie episodes when we do those on semi-rare occasion. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. Go away, creeper. Did I get him? There are so many creepers. They're just, like, everywhere. And I'm actually not wearing my headphones right now because they're massive and huge, and, yeah. They they look kind of derpy. See? These are Audio-Technica headphones of some sort or another. They're my studio headphones that I use for editing. And they're great for that, but they're just massive, and they've been sitting on my head like all day while I recorded all the things that I've recorded today, and my head is tired of wearing them. I'm tempted to get just a little pair of like little itty-bitty earbuds to go back to that. But basically, we're on a quest for iron so that I can get enough iron to make a bunch of pistons. I've already been exploring this cave for a while, and I'm up to about a stack and 2/3. But I'd really like to get a few more stacks because the more iron I have, the better. And let's be honest, I go through it fairly quickly since I don't have an iron farm. But yeah. Anyway, I do want to talk about a couple things in today's videos. More, not necessarily like deep, meaningful life lessons where you're going to feel like enlightened after you get done listening to this video. But I have a couple I have a story that I want to share, which I thought was very nice. And then I also want to talk a little bit about going full-time and some of the stuff that's been going on YouTube lately. And that's kind of what I want to start with. So, as many of you know, I recently went full-time. Like last Friday, I think technically was the first day where I considered myself to be a full-time YouTuber, because prior to that, I was active duty military and I had no life. And that makes it very difficult to be a full-time anything, much less a full-time YouTuber, because being a YouTuber is a lot more work than a lot of people think it is. Like, it is very time-consuming, it's very demanding, there's a lot of pressure and a lot of stress to always get videos out and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm very, very good at dealing with stress. Like, some people get, like, super stressed out at everything, and I am not even remotely close to one of those people. I am, like, honestly, I'm one of those people that actually kind of thrives in a stressful environment. Like, that's my element. I like to go into situations like that and just kind of take charge, and that's just kind of where I'm at my best. I feel at home when I'm in a very stressful, high-tempo, sort of, like, million things going on at once environment. That's just the way I am, and the way that I've been for a long time. And that's partly because of the military and the fact that I've been in the military for 10 years, and you just kind of learn to deal with an environment like that where there's always tons and tons and tons of things going on. So I think that plays a big part of it. But YouTube is certainly an environment where there's a lot of stress and there's a lot of pressure, and if you're not good at dealing with that sort of thing, you're going to struggle. I mean, that's just kind of the way it is. And there have been some videos on YouTube lately by some very notable YouTubers. H3H3, BOO made a video kind of about it. Let's see, who else? Boogie made a video replying to H3H3's video. And honestly, there have been a lot of these videos kind of for like the last year or two about how YouTube is broken. YouTube is changing things. YouTube is ruining things for creators. YouTube is sold out to corporations. YouTube is all around the bad guy. And let's not hit the creeper with a fish. I hit the creeper with a fish. Why did I do that? Anyway, and I just kind of wanted to weigh in on that a little bit. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. This isn't going to be a big rant about YouTube or anything like that, because a lot of that, to be blunt, has already been said by people who are far more qualified to say it than I am. But I do want to talk about it kind of from the perspective of someone who has just gone full-time. Because it's one thing to have been on YouTube, you know, since the beginning, or for years and years and years, and to have like this big established audience and see kind of the whole development of YouTube and how things have changed dramatically over the years and all that kind of stuff. And the thing is, that's not me. My channel is still actually relatively young. I've only been on YouTube for like 2 years. I mean, compare that to like, say like a BOO, for example, who has been who has been popular since far longer than I've even been on YouTube. I mean, or look at a lot of the other hermits, for example. A lot of those guys have been up over 100,000 subscribers before I even started YouTube. I'm pretty sure Exuma was over 100,000, Mumbo was over 100,000. A lot of those guys were far more popular than I am even now, and that was before I started. So, and it's one thing to kind of see this whole like change in YouTube thing from that perspective, because they really can look back and say, well, like, I remember when YouTube was done this way and YouTube was done that way and so on and so forth. And I, on the other hand, I was late to the party, so to speak. I did not experience the early YouTube. I just kind of experienced the YouTube that I have come to know, which has been YouTube over the last couple of years, when the rules that a lot of these people talk about had already kind of changed. I mean, when I first started YouTube, the big focus for like how to be, how YouTube, what's the word I'm looking for? Favored your videos, I guess. Like the big focus on YouTube was audience retention percentage. And that was basically what percentage of your videos people watched. So if you had videos and people would watch half of the video, that wasn't as good as if you had videos and people watched, say, 80% of the video, which makes sense. And that was kind of the big focus when I started YouTube, I think, if I remember correctly. And then YouTube kind of switched to where it became based on watch time instead. So, and that kind of helped people like me who do gaming content, which tends to be longer than videos like, for example, I don't know, top 5 videos or like Easter egg videos or like little things that are, like 10 minutes long. Long form content like Let's Plays, for example. I mean, look at my videos. They're usually like 20 to 30 minutes long, sometimes even longer than that. And that's not because I'm intentionally trying to like drag them out so they're that long. It's just because that's kind of the way that Let's Plays end up. If I only played Minecraft for 10 minutes per video, we'd never get anything done. It would be terrible. Especially with me being someone who does most of my work on camera. So YouTube kind of shifted there, and now YouTube is apparently kind of changing again, or at least people are theorizing about it. One thing about YouTube, and that they're kind of notoriously bad at, is communication. Like, they'll make changes, but they won't tell content creators what changes are being made. So that's kind of disconcerting, to be honest. It's kind of an annoying thing, because if you think about it, like, imagine if you worked for a company. Say you worked in the, say you worked in the medical industry. Say you were like a pharmacist or something, and the government put out new rules and regulations that governed how you could do your job, but they just didn't tell you. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, we made a bunch of new rules, but we're not going to tell you what those rules are. Like, that's kind of what it's like when YouTube makes a bunch of changes and then doesn't tell content creators what those changes are. Now, I understand why they don't want to get into like the details of like how their algorithm works and stuff like that. That makes sense. I mean, because then you're going to get people who try to game the system and take advantage of the algorithm and do things that are not really beneficial for YouTube as a whole. That's why you get things like clickbait that work so well. Even though, I don't necessarily partake in clickbait myself, it does work. And it's a practice that everybody complains about and frowns upon, but the reason that people do it is because it does work. So, when YouTube makes changes and then they don't tell content creators about it, the reason that they're doing that as it relates to the algorithm is that they don't want people to game the system, which totally makes sense. The thing is, though, some of the other changes that they make are kind of important, and if they don't tell you about those changes, then they're not helping you, especially for their large creators who do this as a job. Like, as a full-time YouTuber now, this is my life. This is my livelihood. This is what puts food on the table for myself and my wife. This is what keeps the roof over my head. And when these changes get made and I don't know about them, or even worse, when there's some sort of a bug or a glitch and things aren't happening as they're supposed to, like, I've had many people message me on Twitter or leave comments and stuff saying, by the way, I was unsubscribed from your channel. That's really weird because I watch your videos like every day. And I mean, that's kind of a big deal. Like, if you think about it, your goal as a YouTuber is to grow an audience and kind of build a community and put out entertaining content that your community then enjoys. And if your community is just randomly being taken from you for no apparent reason, that's kind of undoing what you're working for. Is there anywhere else that I can go in this cave? I'm looking. I feel like I have explored a significant chunk of this. Here's a little bit up here. So those are the kind of things that, to be honest, kind of worry me, especially as someone who just went full-time. Like, the thing with being a full-time YouTuber, I know it's kind of the dream job for a lot of people. They're like, oh, I would love to be a YouTuber who plays Minecraft on YouTube, and that's how they earn their life and their living. And, like, I get that. And I mean, to be fair, it is and it was my dream job too. But there's more to it than that. Like, it's a career field that's very kind of uncertain. Who knows what the future holds? Who knows? YouTube can change things anytime, and they change things regularly. So even though I may be doing pretty well right now, how do I know that 2 years from now I'll still be doing well? You know what I mean? And a lot of people will say, well, just make quality content and then you'll be fine. Just make good videos. But there's also a lot more to it than that, because I've always said you can make the best videos in the world, but if nobody can find them or nobody sees them, then it doesn't matter how good they are because nobody watches them. And to be honest, like, my videos are okay, but I certainly don't think they're that amazing. And when I started, and over the last couple years as I've slowly grown, like when I started, my videos were absolutely terrible. They were horrible. Have you ever seen some of those? They're like you can just, it sounds like there's a jet engine touching down next to my house. It's so bad. And like, I didn't know how to fix the darkness thing, and like everything is just terrible. It's horrible. And yet, those videos still became relatively popular, and I was able to grow. So, there's more to being successful, and I say successful with a grain of salt. Successful is a very kind of vague term, but there's more to being successful on YouTube than just making good content. There's a lot more to it than that. That's why you have some content creators who do very well and grow very quickly like me, and then you have other creators who still make amazingly good content, but don't grow nearly as fast as others. Like, for example, some of my friends. I've got my friend Berlin River, another small YouTuber. I think he's coming up now on like 800 subscribers or something like that. He makes fantastic videos. His stuff is great. He's got this wonderful sense of humor that's kind of dry and sarcastic and subtle, and his audio quality is great, and his video quality is great, and his builds are great, and he does everything just as well as I do, but he's got 800 subscribers, and I've got, 112,000 now or something like that? I don't even know. I have a few. And what's the big difference? The big difference is not that my content is so much better than his, because it's really not. The difference is that I am better at the behind-the-scenes stuff in YouTube. I'm better at getting people to be able to find my videos by doing things like optimizing my videos for searches and stuff like that. So there's a lot more to YouTube. Go away, creeper. There's a lot more to YouTube than just making good content. There's way more to it than that. Am I out of coal? I feel like I'm out of coal. Oh, no, I put it in here, didn't I? Yep. Well, I'm still almost out of coal, though. Luckily, there happens to be one piece of coal. Really? that was world's smallest coal vein. Oh, here we go. Here's some. So, yeah, I guess my point is that, like, as a new full-time YouTuber, the idea that YouTube can just change the rules anytime kind of terrifies me a little bit, and it means that the future for me is very uncertain. Because even though I'm able to do this full-time right now, if it ever gets to the point where I can't support myself and my family by doing this anymore, then I'm not going to be able to do this anymore full-time. That's just the way it works. I'm an adult. I have to do adult things, as much as I don't want to. I still have to adult from time to time. So, what can you do? What can you as a viewer do to support your favorite content creators? And here I'm not talking just about myself. I'm talking about your favorite YouTubers, whoever they may be. Maybe that's me, maybe it's not me. It doesn't matter. Well, what can you do to help those people? Well, there are a few different things. You can like videos. You can share videos. Like if you have a friend who you think might like a video of someone that you watch, share it with them. Just be like, hey man, have you seen this yet? This is awesome. And, some content is better for that than others. Minecraft videos, maybe not. You can, as I said, you can like videos, and if you have a Twitter account, or a social media account, you can share it there, but Twitter is awesome. When you like a video, it automatically shares it on Twitter and says, hey, I liked this video from so-and-so, and here's a link, and then everyone who you know on Twitter will see that link. and see that tweet, and that helps as well. You can leave comments on videos because that counts as engagement, which helps that video in YouTube. You can make sure that you're subscribed to those channels. Like, when YouTubers say at the end of the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, or smash that like button, or can we hit 5,000 likes, or whatever, they do it for a reason. It's not just because it's this arbitrary thing that people just automatically do. There is actually a reason that people ask and remind people to like videos and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. There is a reason for it. And that's because it helps the channel. It helps support the channel. And it helps those videos be... That is a creeper. Go away, creeper. And it helps those videos be successful in searches and become recommended and things like that. So it helps overall. The other thing you can do is there's like a little bell icon next to my name. It's like a little subscription thingy where you can get notified automatically whenever a video comes out. And that's true for every other YouTuber as well. And I recommend you do that. Now, I will say, I hate getting spammed with emails and notifications and things like that. So I do not keep it. If you hit that little bell, it will send a notification to your phone every time that person uploads a video. So I would recommend do that for like your favorite handful of YouTubers. So a lot of people, myself included, are subscribed to tons and tons of channels. Like all the channels that I'm subscribed to, if I got a notification for every single video that came out every day, my phone would just, it would like explode. It would be like, pow, and that would be it. So maybe limit that little bell to your favorite, your couple favorite YouTubers who you really watch religiously, just all the time, every day, every video they create. You can follow those creators on social media. That's another big thing. Like I do, I confess, I don't really use my Facebook nearly as much as I should. In fact, I don't think I've even posted anything to my Facebook because I haven't even logged into Facebook, whether my YouTube Facebook or my personal Facebook, in like months. The election kind of wore me out on Facebook because I just got really tired of people being nasty to each other during the election and talking about political things. And like, I have political views, don't get me wrong. I enjoy discussing politics, but there's no reason that you have to be nasty and vindictive and mean and call people stupid or say that people are racist or say that people are whatever. Like there's no reason for that. And that, like, my Facebook for the last 6 months has just been nothing but people arguing about the election, and I just got sick and tired of it. So I actually haven't logged into Facebook for way too long. But like Twitter, I'm on Twitter every day. Every tweet I get, every tweet I receive, every time someone likes one of my videos and their Twitter is linked, I get that gets sent to my phone, and I reply, often. I spend a lot of time on Twitter every day. So, Twitter is fantastic. And I tweet all sorts of random things on Twitter. Random just things about my day. My wife is on Twitter as well, Mrs. Welsknight. Sometimes she makes fun of me on Twitter because she says it's because she loves me, but I think really she just loves to tease me. But I don't know. That's another thing you can do, because every video that most content creators put out, there's a tweet that goes out about it too. Hey, I just uploaded a video. Hey, the new episode of Kingdoms is out. Hey, there's a new Hermitcraft, whatever. So those are all things you can do to kind of support creators. And last, but certainly not least, Patreon. Patreon is huge. So for those of you who don't know what Patreon is a website that allows you to support your favorite content creators financially. Now, they have to have a Patreon set up. They have to actually have a Patreon page. How do I get out of here? I'm lost in the caves. But it lets you basically set up a monthly donation to support your favorite content creators, and then you get some sort of reward from them for doing that. Depending on depending on the amount that you pledge. And different content creators have different rewards, and they all set it up the way that they want to. But, like, that's a huge thing, because ad revenue will earn money. You'll get money from ad revenue. You'll get money from sponsored videos if you do them, which I very rarely do, because I'm one of those people that has to, like if I'm going to do a sponsored video, it needs to be something that I truly believe in, if that makes sense. I don't do I turned down a lot of sponsorship offers because I'm like, no, this is stupid. Like, for example, I'll get Minecraft servers to message me. They'll send me emails all the time that are like, hey, we'll pay you to do a video showcasing our server. And I'm like, this is a prison's anarchy server. This is not even close to what I do. Like, no. I have no interest in doing this. So, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I do this during talkie episodes. I get sidetracked all the time. But Patreon allows you to support people financially. And I know a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of content creators who would not be able to do YouTube full time if it weren't for Patreon. Like, one thing that's not necessarily very, very well known about ad revenue on YouTube is that the rates fluctuate throughout the year. So like right now with Christmas coming up, ad revenue rates are very high. We are right now, in fact, it's much higher than what we would normally see. Is it this way to get out? No. I seem to be lost. But in a little while, after Christmas, all the advertising companies are going to be like, well, we blew our entire budget for Christmas, so now ad revenue rates are going to plummet. And then in January, I will be making significantly less than I did in December. So those ad revenue rates change, as do views and all sorts of things like that. And it makes it kind of hard to budget sometimes and do like personal finances and things like that. But what's nice about Patreon is you have a pretty good idea of what you're going to get from Patreon every month. So it really helps. And on top of that, it can really kind of put you over that edge where you're like, can I afford to do this? Or am I good or am I not good? Like right now, I'm kind of on that edge myself. Like right now, I make, I don't know, I'd say 95% of the income in my family. And I make roughly, I think right now, over the last 30 days, I'm at like $3,500 in ad revenue this month, something like that. Which, by the way, I can tell you, there's a lot of people who say that's not the case, but right now I'm like at $3,000, $3,500, something like that, over the last 30 days in ad revenue. But the thing is, that's also before taxes, and YouTube doesn't have any benefits package or retirement package. So I still have to pay for health insurance out of that, although I do have it through the military right now because I'm just coming off of active duty, and that carries over for another 6 months, thankfully. But there's a lot of expenses that come out of that, and I'm just kind of right on that cusp where I can afford to go full time, but I can barely afford to go full time. And in January, when ad revenue rates plummet, who knows? I might not be able to be full time anymore. Well, I'll make it work. I've got enough in savings right now that I'll be okay, at least for a while. But it's just one of those things where you have to be kind of cognizant of it. And Patreon allows you to support those creators financially and kind of help boost them over that little bit. I'm still trying to find my way out. I might just staircase. To the surface. That might be the smart thing to do. Or I will go this way, because this is the way. Yes, here we go. I found the exit. Okay, cool. So that's another thing that you can do to support those creators that you really, really like. And I don't say that in a way where I'm like, I need you to donate me money, because that's not my point. As I said, I'm not talking specifically about me here and how you should support me, because that's not my thing. I don't like telling people what they should and shouldn't do. But that's something that can help support your favorite content creators, especially smaller ones. Like if a smaller channel, that that Patreon donation can be absolutely hugely important. Like, because small YouTubers really don't make anything from ad revenue. They don't make money in the thousands from ad revenue. They're lucky to make like $12 in ad revenue over the course of the month. So Patreon is a huge thing. But there is one other thing that I want to talk about a little bit, just really quick, because I know we're almost out of time for this episode, but I'm going to get some of this stuff kind of smelting up and ready to go. I recently came off of active duty military orders, as I said, which was very nice, and freedom is great, and it's really, really nice to be able to sleep in till like 9:30 in the morning, because I am not a morning person at all. I live on coffee and very, very few hours of sleep, as I have for many years. And I slept in till like 9:30 this morning, and it was glorious. But I recently came off of active duty, and the people at my office that I used to work for gave me. I went into my office on Tuesday, right? Yeah, Tuesday. I went in my office on Tuesday to clear out my office. They were kind enough to let me do that after I had finished with all the ceremonial, boring paperwork stuff that nobody likes but has to get done. And they gave me a gift, and which was very, very thoughtful and very, very nice. They gave me a very nice bottle of scotch, which I'm not a huge, heavy drinker or anything like that, but scotch is my weakness. I do love scotch. Just a little bit here and there, one glass every now and again, or special occasions or stuff like that, but they gave me a bottle of 15-year aged Macallan scotch, and for those of you who don't know your scotch, that's like a $110 bottle of scotch, so that was very, very nice of them. And then they also gave me a decanter, which is like one of those big glass, like, vase-looking things that holds scotch. They gave me that to put it in that said, they had the 101st Airborne Division Screaming Eagle on it. It had Old Abe on it, and then it had my name and a little quote. And I thought that was very thoughtful and very nice of them, and I thought it was a very kind of cool commemorative gift that will last for a long time. That bottle of scotch will probably last me at least a good 2 years. Because, as I said, I'm not a heavy drinker, and I generally only drink scotch on special occasions, although I do enjoy scotch very much. So that bottle of scotch will last me for years, the decanter will last me forever, and it will always be a way to kind of remember this last year and the challenges that I faced, and the things that I accomplished, and the wonderful people that I worked with. So that was my little story. I thought it was very nice of them and very thoughtful, because there's certainly no rule that says when somebody leaves, you have to get them a going-away present. And there's certainly no rule that says that going-away present has to be a $110 bottle of scotch. And a very nice set of glasses and a decanter to go with it. So, yeah, that's my story. But I am very much out of time for this episode, guys. I've been rambling for, what does it say, about 35 minutes now almost, which is longer than I intended to talk. But, that's how it goes. I like to ramble. So, guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel, as we talked about. As for me, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.